Content warning, we got some heavy shit we gotta talk about. Going from racing in the streets of Chicago to violence in the streets of Chicago. Video of the Chicago Police Department shooting that paralyzed a 13-year-old boy has been released. The cop who fired shots did not have his camera on. I believe it's the security camera. Security camera footage. ABC News or ABC 7 Chicago has obtained the frantic body camera video of the Chicago police shooting a 13-year-old boy from earlier this year on the city's west side. That 13-year-old boy is now paralyzed after the shooting on May 18th. We're not naming the officer or the boy because neither has been charged with the crime. The cop should. The cop absolutely should.
Before the shots are fired. And we're not naming the officer nor the 13-year-old boy because that boy who was shot, because neither has been charged with a crime.
Video from the body camera of a Chicago police officer as he runs after a 13-year-old suspect believed to have been a passenger in a stolen car. The video is shaky, and in these critical moments, the officer must determine how to try to take the suspect into custody safely. The chase
and it's so wild. It is so wild. The number of stories that I've heard. I know this is just anecdotal, but the number of stories I've heard of people like, oh yeah, we used to go out and steal cars, fucking do joyride, blah, 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 blah. You didn't get shot in the street for it. It's a 13-year-old.
Ends when the officer fires at the boy.
This is an active young boy who is fighting to be able to walk again.
The shots critically injure the boy. The video shows the boy split seconds before the gunshots appearing to raise his hands in the air. The officer's attorney, however, in a statement says the officer believed the boy was armed with a gun. Investigators, however, say they found no gun at the scene.
Let's be clear. What the video shows is an
cops are useless
boy running away from the police, puts his hands up, obeying what he heard from the officers, and without cause or provocation is shot.
In his statement, the officer's attorney writes, police officers are required to make split-second decisions, and the law not only understands that, but allows for it. Illinois law tells us that we are not supposed to look at these situations with 20/20 hindsight, but rather we should judge the actions of a law enforcement officer from the perspective of a reasonable officer. After the boy is shot,
shooting an unarmed 13-year-old is not reasonable.
We have blurred the shot due to its graphic nature. Police tell us they were concerned about fire safety near the pumps at the gas station. The civilian officer
take the toys away.
Is continuing to investigate and has issued no determination. But the family's attorney says it should be clear.
The officer should be held accountable for his unjustified and unconstitutional actions.
Yes.
The officer involved also did not have his body camera on in the moments leading up to the shooting. The video you saw is from a different officer's camera. He has been relieved of his police powers as the investigation moves forward. Now, a spokesperson for the Chicago Police Department tells us he cannot comment at this point while the COPA investigation is continuing. Judy?
I tell you what, it has come to this, that now the fucking kids have got to be armed so that they can take on the cops. We have body camera footage of a 4-year-old who shot at police at a McDonald's. Oh, this 4-year-old is based. Probably lucky to be alive. 4-year-old shoots at 2 officers.
Open! Got the door. We're gonna crack the window if you don't open the door.
Arm the toddlers.
On your phone.
Well, ladies, gentlemen, and the non-binary, I can you blame the kids for wanting to be armed and for wanting to take shots at the cops? You just saw the cops shoot an unarmed 13-year-old Wait till you hear the next story. I believe this 4-year-old was justified.
Open the door. Open your door. Come on out. Come on out. Hold on.
Step out. Step out.
Get out of the car.
Down.
Wait, he ain't 4 years old.
Get your arm out.
Get your arm out.
Get your arm out now.
Drop the gun.
Wait, he's pointing a gun at a kid.
Kids.
You all right, kid? It's all right. Come on. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Come on. It's okay.
Was the kid strapped? Where did the kid get the...
Open!
Also, do I need to play this for Sparkles tomorrow? She'd love this. She'd be like, oh, I love that kid. I'll adopt that kid. 12-minute video shows the moments leading up to the arrest of 27-year-old Sadat Johnson, as well as what took place after one of his children shot at police at the drive-thru. Unified Police Department initially responded to the McDonald's. We've advertised McDonald's a lot on this episode of the Troll Patrol. This was on February 21st around 1:30 p.m. when employees reported that a man brandished a gun in the drive-thru after his order was incorrect. Well, fucking up his McBiscuit. Employees asked Johnson to pull to the front of the restaurant after reporting the incident to the police. Johnson had 2 children in the car at the time, a 4-year-old and a 3-year-old. Officers ordered Johnson to get out of the car several times, but he refused. As officers were trying to take Johnson into custody, an officer who turned around saw a gun pointing out the back window and screamed "gun" moments before a shot rang out. The officer used his hand to sweep the gun away as the gun went off, hitting the upper part of the McDonald's building. The officer then yelled at the person inside the car to drop the gun, and after looking inside the car, realized it was a small child. Lucky that the kid didn't get fucking shot. Is it the whole video? This is a different video.
Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Let me see your hands. Open your window. Open the
No,
door.
is this the same video we just watched?
Okay. Open the door. Real slow. Okay.
That's a different body camera, isn't it?
Put down your phone. With
They're loving it.
with the right hand, open the door. Open the door. Open your door. Come on out. Come on out. Hold on. I got my. Hold on.
Step out.
He's even sporting their colors. He's wearing red and yellow.
Down.
Gun!
Get your arm out.
Get your arm out.
Get your arm out now.
No! Drop the gun!
Still not the body camera I would have liked to have seen, though. Really unfazed by the fact that, like, somebody was shooting. He didn't even look over. Fuck. 4-year-old told police that he picked up the gun because he wanted his daddy back. I mean, perfectly reasonable thing to do. The child also told police that Johnson said the police officer cannot open the door during the altercation. After being arrested, Johnson told police that he blacked out for 30 seconds after he and the McDonald's employee were arguing over his order. Johnson also denied brandishing the gun in front of the worker despite surveillance video showing him doing so. Johnson also told police that it wasn't the first time his 4-year-old child has gotten his hands on a gun. Jesus Christ, don't let your kids get their hands on guns. I mean, you probably need to be armed to fucking take on the police. Because shit like this will happen. Former Sullivan County Sheriff's Office employee, the Sullivan County, Tennessee, accused of seeking sex with a young child.
A former Sullivan County corrections officer facing federal charges accused of seeking sex with a very young child. John Allen Biggins, arrested by Homeland Security agents in Henderson, North Carolina earlier this month. According to court documents, Biggins was using a site on the dark web to seek sexual activities with children, one as young as 4 years old. Investigators...
My God, see, you've got to be armed as a 4-year-old to protect yourself from perverts like this.
To release the details of the alleged plot to abuse the young child due to the very graphic and disturbing nature. Court documents show Biggins also admitted to abusing another child previously. A Sullivan County Sheriff's Department spokesperson says Biggins was fired immediately when they learned of the Homeland Security investigation.
That amazes me. I'm surprised, but he was just a corrections officer. He wasn't an actual cop. If he was an actual cop, he'd be put on paid leave for at least a few years. They might even stand behind him, protect him and shit. It's insane.